The Fan Connections Road to WrestleMania. The road starts here.
So we're taking it all the way back to WrestleMania 1, and we're willing to highlight all the key matches and moments
from WrestleMania 1 to WrestleMania 40 to get us ready for WrestleMania 41.
And as soon as WWE War Games Survivor Series has ended, y'all get ready, y'all buckle up.
Smackdown results December 20th.
So Solo kicked off the show coming out saying that he gonna keep that Ulafala. He will be the tribal chief after the tribal combat match with Roman Reigns.
Hey, you got to give Solo a little bit of credit. He's got a big mouth on him. He says it don't even matter, Roman Reigns. I'm still gonna be the tribal chief. So, I mean, it's entirely possible too. Solo, though, I do feel like he has a history where he runs his mouth and gets himself in trouble, and he is definitely the little brother. Like, he's not really about trying to fight.
And then, like, that leads into Drew McIntyre coming out and pretty much telling him face to face, like, you better end Roman Reigns, because after that I'm coming for you.
Yeah, basically Drew McIntyre clarified on what his goals were at the moment. He just wants to fight with the bloodline, apparently. And he's like, take out Roman Reigns for me, and then when you're done, I'm coming for you.
And then pretty much right after that, Jimmy Uso comes and attacks him with his crutches, and then here come LA Knight, Andrade, and Apollo Crews to go after the bloodline now.
Look, I know the Usos and Roman Reigns are not laying down to Apollo Crews and Andrade.
That's just whack, man.
But look, man, in the 3v3, the bloodline does get the dub.
But I mean, obviously, Andrade and Apollo Crews ain't gonna be enough to, stand with LA Knight to beat the bloodline. It's just not gonna happen.
It's a pretty savage performance by Solo at the end. He literally hit Apollo with everything he had.
And on top of, like, the last thing he did do was, like, give him the Samoan spike to the throat, straight to the throat. So they're probably we ain't gonna see him again. But it was a pretty good match throughout the most part of it until the end happened.
And Shinsuke Nakamura launched a little sneak attack on LA Knight.
Yep.
To help them lose the match, of course.
But then we get the Grayson Waller effect.
Oh, yeah.
With the guest star, the monster of all monsters, one big SOB, Braun Strowman.
Look, man, I like Braun Strowman on SmackDown.
Do you like Santa Braun, though? He'd come out giving presents and whatnot.
I wish he'd give me some presents.
Oh, no.
Throw me something in the crowd. That'd be so cool, bro.
It's a pretty funny segment, though. I got entertainment out of it. And then, like, as we were, like, listening, like, why is he on the Grayson Waller effect, Then Carmelo Hayes comes out and, like, straight calls Braun Strowman out, like, to a match right then and there.
That big, ugly Santa Claus bitch. I believe was the exact quote.
And Carmelo Hayes got to have some gall, you know what I mean, to call out the monster among monsters, bro.
It's a little strange, Braun Strowman being on the Waller effect, because they were just kind of trying to recruit him or trying to see, like, kind of what his intentions were on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying Braun versus Carmelo, and Carmelo has gotten a lot better. But there's still just something missing.
Also, after he had got the win too. Like, he got the win over Braun this week, and it was over count out, So, obviously that wasn't cool to Braun. He takes off running out the arena and stuff, and he gets to the backstage area, and he's like, being shady, hiding and stuff. So, like, he come across Escobar and asked them where they were at, and he tries to act like a thug or something. I don't know what he was going for.
I'm not gonna tell you nothing.
I ain't no snitch.
Yeah.
And then pretty much, like, Carmelo Hayes just gets his get back with a chair. But it is weird, like, that, like, they were Grayson Waller effect. They were trying to recruit him, but so was Pretty Deadly when he was trying to find Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, they're still going on and on about that musical.
Like, they want him to be in the musical so bad.
But up next, Joey Gargano takes on Alex Shelley.
Student versus teacher.
A lot of history between these two guys before they even made it to the same stage.
Yeah, apparently they've been friends for about 20 years, and like, you know, like Johnny Wrestling learned a lot from Alex Shelley, and here we are now, face to face for the first time in WWE. And I mean, the match was good for the most part, but like, you know, at the end they have like the distraction whatnot thing happen, and like this one I felt like, you know, would have been good if we could have watched it all the way to the end.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of DIY in particular because I do not like the way that they're kind of presenting themselves. Like they're clutching to these belts and they're being sneaky, and I mean, they are bad guys. I'm not supposed to like them, I guess, but it's like I just feel like they know they're barely the champions. Like they can't get it done for real, you know? And that's why they've resorted to doing this horrible stuff.
Because they gotta like slime and crawl and, you know, do all this like dirty stuff to win. Because if they don't, well, then they're not champions. You know, that's literally the proof that we've seen with DIY. Like they have to do it to be champions.
But I'm glad to see a good storyline developing around the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
But then in the main event, we get Bianca Belair and Naomi, of all people, versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae for the Women's Tag Team Championships. But it's weird, bro, because like Naomi's in there. It's not Jade Cargill. It's not like, you know, it's not like what we've been seeing. So like, I don't know.
So I'm wondering, Naomi wins the match, right?
Yeah.
And so she is the Women's Tag Team Champion alongside Bianca Belair.
On paper, technically, yes.
But how, like, is Jade Cargill still the Women's Tag Team Champion as well?
So like when she comes back, Naomi just has to give it up type thing? I have no idea.
Or is it some New Day stuff where all three of them are the Tag Team Champion?
Maybe it could be something like that. That sounds more reasonable, I think, maybe. But, I mean, what point did Nia Jax and Candice LeRae even have wanting the tag titles anyway? You know, I think Candice LeRae's just trying to rub it in Tiffany's face that she's like there with Nia and she's not.
Yeah, they just want more and more and more.
And then like eventually throughout the match, like Nia Jax had been busted open, like she was bleeding pretty bad through her head.
Yeah,
and then
it was
like
bad.
Tiffany came out, like I was like, oh, she's bleeding, like this is perfect, she's gonna cash in. Dude, the whole crowd there was scream chanting like, cash it in, cash it in. And like she was looking around like, you know, that's not gonna happen. So like I could tell by her reaction with what the fans were saying, we weren't getting a cash in on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what she needs to like make her, dude, her career is going straight up as soon as she like.
Yeah, instant star as soon as they put the main title on her. She's already really popular and really good. But I'm starting to feel like they've lost direction with this women's briefcase.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I don't know what they're gonna do anymore.
It's like, what other, you know, you've had so many opportunities, and like Nia just lost the match. You know what I mean? And she's busted open. Like, why wouldn't you try then?
They're limiting themselves on options pretty badly.
So I mean, we're just gonna have to see what happens with it, man. Like, I don't know. What did y'all think about the Women's Tag Team Championship match? Was it good to y'all?
And how do you guys feel about DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns going forward?
And is this Braun Strowman and Carmelo Hayes the biggest push we've seen since John Cena?
You're just going to have to catch us in the next episode to find out. And that's about it for this episode.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
As for the fan connection, we're out of here.